discuss the antics of pro athletes, sports politics, and everything in between. No sport nor athlete is off limits. Now, get you a pitcher of wine and enjoy the show. Here are your hosts, Lene and Linnell Fletcher, aka the Fletcher Twins.
Welcome back, guys and gals, to a brand new episode of A Picture's Worth 1,000 Words podcast. This your girl, Nelly Nell.
And this your girl, Nay. What it do, boo?
And I'm excited because, as you guys know, we are in our Women in Sports series. And today we have a special guest. And I'm excited to talk football about her because you know that is our first love. So, Nay, go ahead and introduce our guest.
Okay, guys. So you are in for a treat today. We have Miss Brianna Lester. She currently works with the Las Vegas Raiders as the premium service manager. She has experience as a head varsity volleyball coach. She's interned with the Las Vegas Aces as well as with Wiserman, which is, I believe, a marketing agency that handles some of the most iconic sports figures. And she's also a student, a graduate and former student athlete of the University of Louisville in Pepperdine University, which is a very good school, by the way. So
I think Tia and Tamara went there, but I'm just throwing that out.
They did. I actually had one of their teachers. Yeah.
They did. So welcome, Brianna. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here. How are you guys doing?
Really, really good. Except we're in Florida and it's very hot right now. Like it's getting into summer. I think I saw the temperature today and it was not like the high was 90. It's like really ridiculous. But you're in Vegas. It's hot there too, right?
It's bipolar right now. We're having like some spring weather. It's like sometimes like highest of 60s. So it's not bad, but like during the summer times, it's bad.
Yeah,
Okay,
and it was raining. It was raining really, really bad this morning. Did you catch it? Because as I was going to work, it was storming.
Yeah,
and then
especially this past weekend, it was bad. Like
yeah, it started as soon as I got in the car, but then by the time I got to work, it had stopped. But then when I left for lunch, same thing. It started. It's crazy. That Florida is bipolar also, which is insane. Literally rains all the time. But so since you are right now, so your current position is oh, by the way, I stalked your LinkedIn. That's how I got all this information. So as the premium service manager, like what do you do? What does that mean? What does that position look like?
Yeah, so we're basically there to service the clients and VIP members of the Las Vegas Raiders, but we also have responsibilities like whenever there's like a concert or event at Allegiant Stadium, we could visit our clients there. But basically we go through, like right now we're in the renewal time where they're like having to owe money. But when Mark Davis took over, he made it for 30-year contracts instead of like a year. So they're locked in and they can either, it's a good investment. They can either sell it or, put it on the marketplace, sell their games. So yeah, it's been very enjoyable, especially being under the leadership of Sandra Douglas Morgan, among, all the other women and men in the office. So it's been fun.
Okay, I actually reached out to her on Instagram, so fingers crossed she gets back to me.
Yeah.
Were you able to attend the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think I saw a picture on your Instagram.
Yes,
Yeah.
I actually was. That was amazing in itself. Like, and if I wasn't working for the Raiders, then I wouldn't have been able to go. So it's just a testament of the city of Las Vegas growing. We're having a professional volleyball league now. They're planning to get the NBA team over here, the MLB team. I mean, it's just growing because I actually moved to Vegas in 2021 to get my master's at UNLV. I wanted to be a grad assistant. This was before NIL and all that stuff was there. So I was like, I'm done with sports. But yeah, I had an opportunity to be like ambassadors for like even the NHL All-Star weekend and stuff. So there's so many opportunities for students or professionals, especially young professionals out here. So it's been a lot of fun.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
So,
Yeah.
so you were a student athlete. What sports did you play? And also in college, what did you major in anything that have to do with sports or anything in that realm?
Yeah, so when I first got to University of Louisville, I actually changed my major like twice when I first got to like the orientation part. Because at first I thought I wanted to do nursing and then I did change it to marketing. But then I saw sport administration. So I was like, wow, I never knew that you could take, classes with that under that field. And I was a volleyball player there. But
Okay.
then after my first season, I missed playing basketball. So I went to Pepperdine University under Delisha Milton Jones. At the time, she played for like the Sparks, like Olympian, just all of that. And then I missed Louisville. So I kind of went back, but I was welcomed back with open arms. And that's when I was able to graduate early. And then after graduation, I wanted, like I mentioned, the graduate assistantship. But then it was COVID time. So a lot of colleges and everything was taking like budget cuts. So they weren't really trying to hire anybody. And then my dad actually passed away due to cancer, multiple myeloma cancer. And that really, hurt a lot. But it definitely, all the things that he said has made me stronger to the point where it's still in me, and I just know that he's always with me no matter what. So, but yeah, it's definitely made me and my family, we've always been close, but it's definitely they're my motivation, they're my why for everything that I do. So
Just
yeah.
condolences about your dad. And so speaking that you guys are all close. So growing up, did you watch any sports? Did you have any favorite football players or teams?
Yeah, so I'm actually just recently became a football fan, to be honest. Like, I am surprised that I work for a football team. I've always been a basketball fan. We've always been like a basketball family. Like, my parents love the Dallas Cowboys, though, like, through and through. But yeah, I love the WBA. Like, I love seeing like Maya Moore and Diana Taurasi, like those type of great women and everything. So yeah, I've always been like more of a basketball fan. And we would always play against each other, me and my brother and my dad. And sometimes we would play that 3 versus 3 against the guys at the rec. And it would be me, my brother, and my dad on the same team. And we would bust those people. Like, we were doing so good against them and everything.
That's
That's so fun.
cool.
So
Um,
what do you think? Sorry, Nate. So what do you think? Because we asked our other guests this. What do you think about, since you watch WNBA and women's basketball? What do you think about the Caitlin Clark and the record she's just breaking? Like every night, she's just breaking another record.
Yeah, Caitlin is cold. Like, Caitlin is so dope. And I'm so glad that, and it's crazy how it takes, I guess, like a certain player to continue to change the game. I remember watching last March Madness back home in Dallas, and we were just seeing like Iowa versus LSU. And it was like, it was so good to watch. And like, she's killing it. And like, her impact in college will definitely translate in the WNBA. You already see teams selling out, especially. And if the Indiana Fever lands her, then that would be a great pickup. And like, I mean, if you're not watching it, then I don't understand why you're not watching it.
Speaking of March Madness, we're coming up to that tournament soon. Do you have any favorites, any Cinderella teams that you would like to see make it, but you don't know? Does anybody stick out to you?
Yeah, I'm always gonna go for my alma mater, Louisville. Like, I'm always gonna go for them. Definitely. I do like I'm sorry, but I do like the big teams. I love watching LSU, Angel Reese, Haley Van Lith. I really enjoy watching them play. I feel like Virginia Tech would do good. A little bit of Colorado beat LSU early on in the season, so it could be a watch. But also USC having Juju Watkins, she's amazing as well. So it's hard to say, but I can't wait to fill out my bracket because I'm always like, I don't know what to choose because it could go either way. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any given night, anybody can win. Yeah. So
exactly.
So being a woman working in sports, what are some of the obstacles you've had to face? And then on the other hand, what are some of the perks that that you really enjoy about it?
Yeah, obstacles, I would say, and this could apply to women in general, but especially women in sports. We're working in a male-dominated industry. So, a lot of things are catered towards males. And even when we apply for jobs, we're always second guessing or having imposter syndrome. Like, we don't feel like we're capable enough, but guys would be like, oh yeah, let me just apply to here, here, and here. And also us women, we go through stereotypes, we go through, especially as Black women, microaggressions, we go through those gender norms. Like if a woman were to get pregnant, she has to think about what she has to do, right? And some men can go back into the office, and I mean they can do maternity leave, but it's like we have to think about every single thing, and just showing up. And to be honest, it's like before my first week at the Raiders, I was overthinking it like crazy. Like, how do I want to style my hair? Like, should I wear braids? Should I do this? And so my first day I went in there, I saw like Black women wearing blonde braids, wearing this natural froze. I was like, okay, an NFL team. My boss is a Black woman. Her boss is a Black woman, and then my president is a Black and Asian woman. And I'm like, man, this is just amazing.
That is very true, because at my job, I work in finance now, and I've always been like literally the only Black woman. And I really thought about the hair, but then I was like, well, since I'm the only one, I'm gonna wear my hair anywhere I work. I be styling braids, I put on a short wig one week, long wig, and they think it's our hair anyway. And they always be so curious. So I have to tell, and I'm like, I love just since I'm the only one, I like that I'm quote unquote chosen to represent, and I'm not just there trying to get the straight hair. You see the wig I have on now is like kind of coarse, so it looks kind of natural. But yeah, instead of like the bone straight wigs, I don't do that anymore. I'm gonna represent to the fullest. So I completely understand.
So we know working in sports can be very it could be a lot, right? And especially with football, because that's like on the weekends too. So how do you handle your work-life balance?
Yeah, and I think the great thing about football is that we only have 10 home games. I look at basketball, I look at hockey, they're having like 82 game seasons, like from October to April, and then after like April is the playoffs. So I'm very fortunate and blessed because sometimes a week they have an away game. And it's just perfect. So I'm actually excited about working in this. So I have really good work-life balance. And my family, they always here. Like every time I try to come to Dallas, they're like, no, we'll come to you. But I'm actually supposed to be going to Dallas next week, and I haven't been since like the summer, so I'm excited about that. Like you need to have a downtime. You need to do things, outside of work. We shouldn't be defined by, just working in sports, because we're so much more than that.
I love Dallas. We actually went twice before, and we fell in love with it. And I always say I want to retire there.
Yeah.
I love it. Did you get a chance to go to Usher's residency?
Man, that was amazing. I actually went with my mom, and it was like so last minute, but we had such an amazing time. Like he is a true performer. Amazing. And I saw him at the Super Bowl. So that was just another amazing moment.
Yeah, we had a chance to go too, and we had a chance to go there, and the 2 weeks after that, I was only listening to him. It was crazy, but he is amazing.
That's how I'm now with the Super Bowl. I told Nate that I'll literally watch his performance every day because that night, I don't know, because it's such a party atmosphere. I didn't see everything. It's like every time I watch it, you see something different. You see, like I didn't even notice the Kappas the first night. I didn't notice the Kappas, and then she said she didn't notice that the band spelled out his name at the first. And I'm like, yeah, they spelled out Usher on the field. So I watch it every day, and I'm satisfied each time. So yeah, go Usher.
Okay. So what type of advice would you give to women who want to work in sports?
Well, for one, I would just say it is competitive, but I feel like don't compare yourself or your journey to others, because what's for you is for you. And then also just, determine your why, because like I said, you just can't be defined by just working in sports. Is like determine your why, like be self-motivated and just all this stuff. And one last thing that I've learned is to network across instead of necessarily networking up, because the people around us are so valuable. And I feel like you never know who this girl may know. You never know who this girl may know. Then that may honestly be beneficial than a director or a VP or, just a CEO or someone.
Yeah, I was telling Nate about that the other week. Always have like a work advocate, like, because sometimes you're not going to be in those meetings or you're not going to be in that room. And always have somebody who got your back at work. That's very important.
I have a question that I just thought about. So since earlier you said, you work like with the VIP clients a lot. Have you ever ran across like a VIP clients that was like like impossible? And if so, how did you handle that? Because sometimes people that have like a little money feel like they're entitled to just treat people any kind of way. And we don't play that.
Yeah. Oh, yes. It's honestly every other day. It's honestly every other, especially before the Super Bowl, they felt like they were entitled to their seats. And that's one of the events that is excluded for, like on their contracts. So, and I'm like, it's being held at Allegiant Stadium. It's not a Raiders event. The Raiders are not in it. Maybe if the Raiders are in it, then it becomes different. Then we'll, but it still probably isn't your seat because this is a global event.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had to handle it by just, being kind and then just extending grace, because you never know what someone's going through. And I don't want to be the type of person that's like yelling on the phone. Like they'll curse at you, call you names, but I'm like, hey, I put it in the notes, let my, supervisor know. They'll give them a call, and then they're like, well, I didn't mean it. I wasn't trying to, I didn't say that, just make up excuses about what they said and everything. But yeah, we don't play here at the Raiders. So if you say something, somebody's going to get on the phone. One of my coworkers is going to be like, hey, you can't talk to Bree like that. And if you do, you're going to get terminated. So yeah, we don't play any of that anyways.
That's good. That's good to have the team have your back. That's really good. So Nell, before I go to my last question, do you have one?
I have questions, but they're about football. So I don't know if since you just started like in football, I don't know if you would. Let's see. So do you know who Jason Kelsey is? What were your thoughts on him retiring after all this time?
Yeah, I know who Jason Kelsey is. Travis Kelsey's brother and everything. Yeah, I just, became really a football fan, but I definitely know who he is. And I saw the emotions from, him and his family and everything. And I think it's incredible. I mean, sometimes you are indecisive, like when you say you're going to do something and then you come back, you might pull a Tom Brady or look at Serena Williams, she's probably going to come back. So I just think it's incredible but the good thing is that the thing that people have to understand is it's like, you're not going to be a football player forever. You're not going to be an athlete forever. So now it's time to be a big, dad to your 2 young daughters and just continue to be a family man and support your brother as he continues to play, and, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. And I think whatever he decides to do next, he'll be successful at that. They already have that podcast, which is a success, so that's good. And my last question is, so what are your thoughts on the current state of NFL or football? Has it become predictable or boring since pretty much the same teams go to the playoffs and then to the Super Bowl every year? Because honestly, the Super Bowl with Kansas City, and who did they just play? San Fran? Nobody wanted to see that.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to see that Super Bowl. So it's like, do we even want to continue? Like, what's the point? Because I remember when the Lakers kept winning in basketball, I was done. I was tired. I'm like, I don't want. What's the point of watching if the same teams are going to go and win every year? So, what are your thoughts on the current state of football?
Yeah, other teams just gotta win out. Like, I was rooting for the Ravens so bad, like crazy. Like, but you gotta, every play, every second matters in sports. And it's like, unfortunately, like they just gotta get better. Like
Yeah,
if
I
you don't
think
want to see the Chiefs there, then you gotta step it up.
yeah, I think
Like,
everybody wanted what the Ravens and Detroit. I think
Lions.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh my God,
oh,
that would have been so good. I mean, but that game was good too, but that would have been so good if they would have went.
Yeah.
so okay, so I'm going to before I get to my last question, I'm going to run a few hot topics by you, and you just tell me what are your thoughts on them. So the
Okay.
first one is Cam Newton's viral fight video at the football camp. What are your thoughts on that? Because I think this is like number two. This happened before. Well, the first one wasn't really a fight, it was more of an argument with kids. This one was with adults, so I guess that makes it a little better. But what are your thoughts?
Not better.
Yeah, I saw that. I was just like, is it really worth it? You know, is it worth fighting sometimes? It's like certain people say things and it's like, yeah.
I
He he actually went on Shaq podcast since then, and he said basically he got to do better. You know, he apologized and said he has to do better.
Yeah, he also
Yeah.
discussed it on his, I think he got a 4th and 1. I think that's his podcast. I don't know, but he discussed it and he was like, it shouldn't have gotten that far. Because he was like, it could have ended badly. Like
Yeah.
he could have got hurt, somebody could have pulled out a gun, somebody else could have got hurt. And he has a baby on the way with his girlfriend. I don't think she had it yet, but she has a baby on the way. So yeah, he gotta like control his emotions, and I'm happy he took accountability for that. But those two brothers or whatever, they see. I feel that people try. They like to try people that's in a higher position than they are, and this goes for anybody that's deemed somewhat successful and probably from the hood. If they go back to the hood, somebody gonna try them. Like you ain't all that, you all that, whatever, whatever. And I hate that for him because he's just trying to give back. So hopefully this stops because it's not, like you said, it's not even worth it. And he has a brand, he has kids, he has things to live for. So at least he didn't punch him because he said that's what his girl said. He was like, "What if?" She was like, "What if one of your arms was loose and you would have hit him? Like then what?" They'd have been like, "Okay, I'm new and fighting that." Like luckily he only was swinging him off. But yeah, hopefully like somebody gonna try him again. Hopefully this time he can just go because
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
Cam Newton. I actually like Cam Newton more now that he's
After,
retired.
yeah, I like post football Cam. I like,
Yeah, I really like him.
yeah, I think he got like 7 kids already. Anyway, yeah, he can't be going to jail. Okay, so next topic is the Broncos. So we know they released Russell, but they also
Mhm.
released their star safety Justin Simmons, who was there after 8 seasons. So what are your thoughts on that? Because he's good.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember when we played against the Broncos and saw Russell on the field and everything. And yeah, you know, football is a business at the end of the day. And that kind of reminds
Yeah.
me of when the Celtics released Isaiah Thomas after all that he did. And, you know, he had lost his sister and yeah, football is a business and they will release you at any time. And, you know, coaches leave all the time and no one has an issue with that. And then it's like, oh, we're just gonna release players and everything. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's a business. So
Mhm.
it's not a surprise.
Do you think he's going to get picked up? Because this year wasn't too good for him.
Yeah. He was like very inconsistent, but I
Yeah,
hope he does. I
me
like
too.
him. I like Cece, their
Yeah,
family.
he's
So
inconsistent, but maybe he can be a stay-at-home dad. Him and Sierra has a cologne. He can work on that.
They have a lot of businesses together. I think they got like a soccer team too. They got some kind of sports
mhm.
team too. So he would never be stay at home dad, but
Oh, okay.
he'll retire.
Okay, next. So the Ben Simmons is out for the season with back issues from Broncos. I mean Broncos, Brooklyn Nets. Ben Simmons is out for the season because he got back issues, but I got back issues too. So what do you think about that?
I can't even remember the time where I saw Ben Simmons playing. Like I remember very vivid, like 76ers, Nets, but he's always been on the bench looking like a fashion icon. So I mean, it's not that to me is definitely not a surprise with Ben Simmons. Like
Is he the one that
Yeah.
like
That
was
didn't
out
live
for
up to the
mental
hype.
issues or something like that? He took a long extended break because he had a mental. Is that him?
Oh, I don't know about
it
that.
might be him because he's been out a lot of times. So
Yeah, I think that was him because he was like he didn't want to play, but he got mad because his coach at the Celtics, because he played for the Celtics before. He played for somebody, and they asked him after they lost. They asked the coach, was it his fault? And the coach didn't deny it, but he didn't say it. So he got mad at the coach. Then he got traded to the Nets, but said he was like having like a mental. He didn't want to play because of his mental, and now he's hurt. But when he's good, he's good. Like
yeah.
when he is good, but
All right, and the last hot topic I wanted to hear your thoughts on was on July 20th. It's already been set. Jake Paul is fighting Tyson. Mike Tyson. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, so, and he's actually going to be fighting him in Arlington, Texas. I was talking to my brother about that. That is actually hilarious. Yeah, we were talking about that at work today too. Like all of the fighters and stuff, even Ryan Garcia, he's been tweeting a lot. Like, yeah, so that'll be interesting. I feel like it's more for entertainment, so
Yeah.
it'll be fun. They'll get paid like always. So
mhm. I didn't even know they were fighting until I didn't even know that. But it's like an exhibition fight just for people. Pay-per-view gonna make a lot of money. Everybody gonna make a lot of money. So I guess I'll
Okay.
watch it.
Okay,
exactly,
so
we all gonna
before
watch.
oh yeah, definitely. We getting pay-per-view that night. So before I get to the highlight of the weeks, what's up next for you? Like, do you have any goals that you've set for yourself or anything in the near future that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I want to always continue to grow. There's always rooms for improvement. And I just want to get involved more. Like it was so much fun, Super Bowl week, being able to participate, just even I was on a panel speaking to younger college students and then like young professionals. So that just having an impact, I just want to get involved more. And I like getting invited to things too, because it was fun to be on like the NFL honors red carpet. So I just want to continue to do fun stuff like that. But also like you had mentioned before, like have a work-life balance and everything. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, so we have two highlights of the week this week. So first one, we want to give our highlight to LSU's Angel Reese because she was named the 2024 SEC Women's Basketball Player of the Year. So kudos to her. She's very good. And we just hope that she continues to shine because that's what Black Girl Magic is all about. Okay,
Great.
and next we want to highlight the U.S. Women's National Team soccer. They won yesterday actually over cancer, and now they're headed to the W Gold Cup, which is the
They
final.
won over who?
Canada.
Oh, okay.
And so we're going to the W Gold Cup final, and we're going to play against Brazil. So kudos to our national women's team in soccer. Brooklyn, my daughter Brooklyn just came to me earlier this week and said she wants to play soccer next year. So we might have her on the soccer team one day.
Yay.
Okay, so before we close it out, Brianna, can you go ahead and tell our listeners where they can find you at and social media platforms?
Yes, I'll start with Instagram. You can find me at Brianna N, so like N as in Nicole, Lester, Lester. And then you can find me on LinkedIn as Brianna Lester as well.
Cool. And we'll be sure to put all your links in the description of this episode. And thank you so much for joining us and being a part of the Women in Sports series for Women's History Month. And yeah, continue doing what you're doing because you never know who you're inspiring, the little girls around the world and whoever sees you. I'm pretty sure you're inspiring them to get into sports and they see you like, oh, I can do that. Or like, oh, she got the same hair I got and I can be like her, things like that. So continue to do what you're doing and I'm pretty sure everything will work out for you.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
Thanks. All right, guys. So you know the routine. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words with yours truly, the Fletcher Twins. Make sure you join us every week and rate, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit up our email at podcast.1000words@gmail.com with any questions or topics you'd like to hear us cover. Also check us out on IG at the Fletcher Twins and Facebook at A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words.